He's cut his hips like this. And a lot of times the guy's up. Like he can hold a harness and cut his hips, or he leans back because he's really trying to sort of pin your hips. In fact, I hold this way a lot in this particular position. So let's talk about how to get out of this. Very, very easy escape, but it just takes timing. Okay? What I want to do is, I'll show you two versions. I'll show you a self-defense version first, and then I'm going to show you the gi version. The guy's hugging you tight, and then he raises up because he wants to punch you in the face. Punch me here. So this is what I'm dealing with. As he goes up, what I want to do is I want to find both of my hands underneath his chin like this. And it's okay at this point for my arms to be locked out. It doesn't matter. Now, the only thing holding him up right now is me. So I move myself out of the way. 1, 2, push, 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 and I come back to the top. Just use this as a little bit of a drill. Come here, harness. I cut my hips. Now I rise up to punch. 2 hands, straight arm, straight. Yes, yes, and I fall right in the pocket. Then he's gonna hold me, and he rises up to hit. Boom. Okay guys, so he's got control over my hips. He's making space so he can punch me. Sometimes I'll also put my hand over here to check his shoulder. That'll be okay too in a self-defense situation. The next big thing is to begin to move my body out of the way, scooting out from underneath him, and then very quickly coming up to the top. Make sense?
Sure.
Okay, so that's our self-defense version. Obviously, it's got to be about timing. So a little bit of a drill that you can do with your partner is have your partner hold you down in a harness position. And then he's going to cut his hips, he's going to rise up, and he's just going to try to smack you up on the top of your head. What you have to do is position your frame underneath him and cut your hips off before he hits you on the top of your head. That makes sense? So this is a way to test our timing without really incurring damage. That makes sense? So I'm here, he's got me in a full harness. He hasn't even cut his hips yet. Yep. So now he's going to cut his hips and hit. That's right. And so my goal here is very simply, as soon as I feel his hips cut and he starts to come up like this, I'm already moving. That makes sense? It's always really important to remember the self-defense roots of Jiu-Jitsu. It's great if you guys win a tournament, but if you get taken down in a street fight, it's more important to me that you know how to defend yourself. Now, let's make it more of a competitive Jiu-Jitsu versus Jiu-Jitsu context instead of Jiu-Jitsu versus the world. The same essential idea, but instead of coming underneath the chin, if I can, I'll get both hands into his collar. And again, I'm going to extend like this. It's going to be really hard for him to push up into this. Right? Now again, the only thing holding him up is me. So I take my foot out, shrimp out, and very quickly sit up, and then I'll move into my position as well. Now is, as I'm beginning to do this, I can have a guy sort of power down on me and try to defeat it. If he could catch me before I straighten my arms, while my arms are still bent, he could just sort of muscle me back down. In this particular situation, I'm trying to hold him out, and I start to feel him power on me. I drop my elbow here, drive on me, and I bridge. And he overshoots. Now I kick my leg open, and I'll come on top and I'll start to work my positioning. I go 2 on 1, I start to extend, I start to feel him come into me. Now stop for a moment. This frame is going to be over here on this shoulder, but I'll still keep the control here, right? This elbow here has to drop. So now if I do nothing, he comes on top of me, go ahead. He's framed. See this? Now I add my upa, and over he goes. Now it's very easy. Control here, and I just come over to the top and I snatch him up. But back to the frame. Try to do it in slow motion. So as he's bearing down, have him just be dead body weight. Hold him up with your frames, and then as he's about chest level, just make an upa, and he'll sail right past you guys, and then you can easily come out the back door and take the top turtle control position.